What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator at the Sims Corner on YouTube and Facebook. And today we're in the Got Gravel NXcub, man. The Monster NXcub. Now I downloaded this as a free mod. It's a free airplane on flight.to, and it's by Got Gravel, the same folks that they did that other crazy looking plane, the Osprey or something like that. That crazy looking plane with the dog in the cockpit. And just wanted to give it a shot, man. This thing I heard is really great. It's definitely a standalone. It's not like a improvement of the default NXcub. And so far so good, man. This thing flies really nice, man. And we're gonna be flying around Paris, man. We're gonna go take a little flight around downtown. I think it's downtown Paris. Is where the Eiffel Tower considered downtown? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I may be wrong. I'm not. My geography is not that great. But we're gonna go fly around the Eiffel Tower, come back around, and land at another airfield right outside the city. So far so good, man. This thing flies really well. The only thing I noticed that didn't work was the brakes. As soon as I had the idle cracked open for start, and as soon as I started the plane, it just started moving. And I'm saying that the brakes looked like they were on, but they weren't working. So I don't know if it's something that I did. I didn't map the buttons right, or I'm pretty sure it was mapped. You can see the rudder pedals move forward when the brakes are set. So don't know. We'll see in the next update if that's something that needed to be addressed or fixed or whatever. But so far so good, man. This thing flies really nice. Really nice that a amateur like me could take it off the ground and make it look smooth and effortless. We're flying over here. We're in over some farmlands outside of Paris, and now we're gonna head towards downtown. Well, downtown. I keep saying downtown. I'm sure I'm not right. It's probably not downtown Paris, but let's just say in the city. Definitely one of the cities in my bucket list. I really want to go check out Paris and just do the touristy thing and check out all that whole area there. Yeah, man. So it's been a minute since I've flown and been busy with work and everything. So I've been missing my fly-by-wire A320. I'm not even sure what updates have been done, but I heard some great news that we're getting close to the 737 by PMDG. We have the Mad Dog MD-80 that just got just the release date. The release date and price just has announced today. I think it's going to come in at like $80 US, I think. So that's on its way. And I even saw something about Salty Simulations, not Salty Simulations, but another design developer that's working alongside Fly-by-Wire that's coming out with the A22, I think. They kind of threw a little development update and showed some of the avionics. So I'm excited for that as well. Give me more Airbus all day. So I got another plane that I got waiting in the hangar that I haven't flown yet, but I just had to buy it because it was such a great deal for the quality that it is. Is the Wing 42 Boeing 247D, and bought it I want to say about a month ago, and I haven't touched it yet. It seems pretty intimidating. It's an old style plane. I'm guessing it first debuted in the 1930s. It was kind of pretty much considered the first airliner. So the technology in that plane is pretty primitive. There is kind of a navigation that uses radio range, they use the term fly the beam. So it's not your typical glass cockpit that I'm used to. So it's going to take some getting used to, learning, and then I'll fly it on the channel where I don't destroy the thing. But yeah, I'm trying to get into trying to learn these old school style planes, man, because it's really easy to fly these glass cockpits. A lot of them are pretty much automated. Flying this thing like this thing right here is we're flying VFR right now, but if I wanted to, I could just hit a switch and the plane will literally fly by itself. So something like the Boeing 247, you don't have any of that. You're going to fly that thing manually, whether you like it or not. So it's going to take some practice. I'm going to figure it out. I'm watching some tutorials. There's not that many out there, but we're gonna give it a shot. So we're almost here at the airport, about to touch down. This was a great flight, man. By the way, this plane has nitrous, as you can see on the left panel there, right underneath that white square button. But we weren't going to use that today. It was just a nice little cruise through Paris, and given the Got Gravel Monster NXcub, a little test flight. Look at that. Paris is beautiful, man. I really need to get out there, man. Really, I definitely need to get out there. By the way, at the time of this recording, we got the update 9. Oh, here's a little check out my editing skills. Little outdoor, indoor view. We're about to fly past the Eiffel Tower right there, as you see off to the right. But anyways, yeah, update 9 was just released. By what I read, there was some improvements on the clouds. They made some improvements on the Skyhawk 172 and some other bug. I read the release notes. I don't think update 9 was anything of like major importance. They mentioned they're continuing on working on the optimization of the sim, which I hope goes further along. It's improving. I really haven't suffered any major crash to desktops or any kind of, other than some various sceneries that I've bought that are, I don't think they're really that optimized themselves. There's the Eiffel Tower right there. I haven't had any major issues with the sim, really. In the past few updates. I know I read a lot about people having issues, but again, I got a pretty high-end computer, and all my settings are always on ultra, and it handles well, so I can't complain. I'm not discrediting anybody else that are always having issues, but again, a lot of it, some of the blame can go towards the software, but a lot of it has to do with the hardware. If you have hardware, even if you have one weak point in the hardware, you may have a great graphics card, but your RAM is not up to par. That may cause issues, or vice versa, or CPU. You know what I'm saying? If you have a weak link in the chain, it could just cause a chain reaction and cause to have a bad experience with not only Flight Simulator but with any game that requires heavy resources. So that's why I pretty much have a pretty capable computer. So I've never experienced any issues with the simulator. And we're making this turn here. We're going to make our way towards the airport. By the way, I'm using Tobii Eye Tracker 5. Love it. Could be a little buggy with Flight Sim. I absolutely love it with American Truck Simulator. But sometimes when I'm flying, airliner like the Airbus, I have to shut it off because, I have to focus on the instrument panels or something like that, and You know, if you just move your eyes just a little bit, it'll throw you off. So a lot of times when I'm flying, you know, IFR with airliner, I shut it off. This is definitely something for VFR. For VFR use, it's perfect. You can see my my throttle shaking there, and that's the Logitech throttle quadrant that I'm using. That is notorious for that noise in the control. So I'm about to like ditch that thing. The rudder's actually doing the same, so I'm about to like invest in a better rudder, better set of rudders. All right, so we're making our way towards the airport here. We should be there in getting there in a few minutes. Flying over the forest here, or woods, or whatever this is. It might be just a park. Let's see how we do on the landing. That's an issue with, definitely one of the issues with my rudder pedals, that when I land, if I'm not perfectly still and I just move my foot slightly, it'll read it. Even if I have the dead zone set, it'll just throw the rudder out of whack and the plane will just be all over the runway. So let's see if that happens to me on this landing. We're going to make this turn here, go over the runway, learning how to fly circuit here. All right, there's the runway. We're going to cut it in half. We're going to do some crazy maneuvers right now. Here's our runway. Make this turn. It's a weird looking airport. It's like a lot of grass. Weird taxi. Okay, I got it. So it's like the taxiway. And then it leads you right to the runway. But there's like no... I don't know what's going on in at that airport. Are those like terminals? Dude, there's terminals in here. All right, I'm checking to see how far we are from the runway, and we're going to start making our turn here. There's another thing I need to practice, is doing these circuits when you're flying VFR. All right, here we go. Oh, we're a little off there. We're going to line her up. Coming in a little low. Just a little low. All right, not too bad. I think I'm going to do it. There you go. About to touch down. Oh, that was a little rough. Somebody didn't flare enough. But at least the rudder didn't throw me off the runway. So I'm going to call this a success. This landing was a success. Anyways, man, thanks for watching. That was the Got Gravel NX Monster, or Monster NXcub. And you can find it at Flight TO. I'll have the link at the bottom of the description. Hit like, subscribe, leave comments, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.